to getting some insight from how to balance work and fitness. If you've got any questions, please swipe in and let me know so that I can answer and perhaps guide or just give some ideas of what's kind of helped me in my journey of fitness and working as well. So if you're on, swipe in, let me know that you're here and give me any questions. So having fitness and balancing work at the same time can be a bit of a struggle. And I think as women, we try and take on too much, and we want to do so many things. But when it comes to having fitness on your side, it certainly does help when you've got that work-life balance with fitness. I've always found that fitness has been the one thing that I can kind of pour my heart into, and that's allowed me to kind of be motivated. And it's definitely taught me that determination and having grit is what gets you to where you want to be. And it's played in my favor, certainly in terms of my work and my career to date. I've always found, for me personally, that waking up early in the morning and getting your workout done early has certainly played to my favor, because it sets the tone for the rest of the day. So not everyone is an early bird as I am, but I definitely enjoy waking up early, getting it done, and what I call it is my golden time. I always call the hours of, say, 5 in the morning to 7 in the morning my golden time, because the little ones are asleep, husband is asleep, so you're kind of not taking away any time from your family, but at the same time you're getting a workout done, which is important and sets the tone, like I said, for the rest of the day. So I've always found that it works, but for everyone, it's not a one-size-fits-all for everyone. You know, some people aren't early birds, which is actually okay. We're all different. But what I would say for those ladies who cannot find time in the morning or aren't early birds and just simply don't have the time in the morning, to prepare yourself mentally, to kind of know that you're going to train or work out later in the day, to pack the gym bag or to get your gym clothes ready so that you've kind of like mentally prepared for a workout later, but almost that it shouldn't be a mental struggle. It should almost be something that you look forward to. So if you've packed your clothes or you've got your outfit ready for a workout later, at least you know that that's what you're going to do. Some ladies, if you're working from home, it's also a good idea to schedule a time every day, whether it's that you're going to train in the morning or you're going to train in the afternoon, but commit to a time. So whether it's, you're going to say, I'm going to train at 5 in the morning or 5 in the afternoon, commit to that. And 90% of the time, stick to that. I realize that, some days don't always go as planned, and you might not get to that workout at 5, but let it happen once. But the next day, don't let it happen again, because you kind of want to create a good habit. Good morning, good afternoon, Karen, and nice to have you swipe in. Let me know if there's any questions. But I've always personally found that if you set a time and it almost becomes a habit. And when you've solidified habits, you kind of enjoy it, you'll stick to them. Any questions? Let me know if there's any questions, ladies. I've always also found that when we commit to a certain time, or you say that you're going to train at a certain time, you will automatically your body gets ready for that. And I firmly believe that when you do put in a time and you mentally prepare for it, you will do it. So hello, Kate. How did you get into it? Wow, that's a tricky one. I think when I was studying at a very early age or younger age, I always used to wake up. I've always been an early bird, and I'm not going to say that every morning my alarm goes off that it's super easy to get up. That's definitely not. But I've kind of said to myself, when I had my children and when I started working, which has been for many years, that I needed to get my training out done early in the day, because I knew that I didn't want anything to jeopardize my training and my working out, which is, I think, a lot of it's important. not only from a mental front, but from like a physical and emotional front in all dimensions. It's so important to get your workouts in. So for me, I always said that nothing would get in the way of my training. And I knew that if I woke up early, nothing would change that. So I definitely, it's kind of instilled in me that I am a morning person. But like I said, even if we aren't morning people, if you commit to a time in the day, you stick to that time. I've said, hi, Hailey, hello, Tanya. We should be putting our workouts into our calendars. Yes, 100%. I always say that failing to plan is planning to fail. So on a Sunday evening, I already know what my workouts are going to be for the week ahead. On a Sunday evening, just before I go to bed, I have a look at exactly what my workouts are for the week. And it's kind of like I've mentally decided that's what I'm going to be training, and I get excited about it. And I think when you get excited about your training, it's not like I have to train. You get excited about it and you almost want to do it. Hi, Leslie. Thank you for swiping in. Morning training is the best for me. Yes. Too much happening during the day that gets in the way later in training. That's exactly what I've been saying, and I agree with you 100%. All sorts of things crop up, but if you've trained in the morning or worked out, nothing can get in your way. But again, it's not always for everyone. What also works for ladies, with everything that's happened with COVID, is a lot of us are working from home. So if an afternoon workout or a lunch workout is awesome, I would say if I was working from home and morning wouldn't work for me and maybe afternoons either, if you set aside time in your calendar, a lunch break, which should be an hour, you can do half an hour of training, and you can then have thereafter to eat your lunch, post-workout lunch, as opposed to a post-workout dinner or breakfast. But making sure that you stick to that, and you kind of, as we said, put it in your calendar so that it happens. When I find, yes, we totally agree. I find when I have, Lynn, I totally agree. I find when I've planned my exercise and meals, it makes training so much more enjoyable. I 100% agree with you on that one. I always call my post-workout meal the best meal of the day. And it's almost like a reward. And it's obviously a super healthy post-workout, but it's almost like something to look forward to. I even say, like on the weekends when I go for my runs, that my post-coffee run is what I'm looking forward to after my run, because it's like that just great thing. So it almost makes you want to run better, and not only run better, but enjoy it while you're doing it, because you know that there's a little reward at the end of the run. Hello, Nicole. How are you? Please give me any questions that you'd like me to answer. I've also found that I've made a few notes here because I don't always remember everything. But even if one can't get a workout in, taking a break during your lunch to go for walks, you know that the benefits of getting steps in every day and getting your body moving, which doesn't necessarily have to be a workout. If one can go for a walk and get some steps in the day, it's also really good for your heart, your body, your mind. It just takes your mind off of work for that moment in time. And it doesn't necessarily have to be 10,000 steps, but almost something that you work towards. Leslie, my post-workout incentive is my first cappuccino. I agree 100%. Like I was saying, it's the having a post-workout treat. But yes, if I revert back to taking some steps during the day and just getting some movement in the body, we with COVID and what's happened, a lot of us are not accustomed to sitting behind a computer every single day and not getting walks in, or getting in and out your car, having to go downstairs to make your coffee, or chatting to people along the way. With all that's happened and you kind of in your home environment, you become almost sedentary. So it's super important to take those breaks and get up from your desk, go and take a walk. There's even some amazing apps that you can set on your phone that will remind you to get up and get moving. It's my watch. It actually tells me every so often to start moving. And then I go for the walk around the house and I make sure that I get some steps in but it's definitely little things that we just do to not just sit at your desk. Leanne Beatz, I find training in the morning helps with a positive mindset and sets a more productive day. Absolutely. I think regardless of what time you train, you quite right, Leanne, that when you train, you never regret it. And all those happy endorphins just start rushing through your body, and it kind of does set the tone for the rest of the day, or if not the evening. You know, I have so many ladies that don't train in the morning, but come 5:30, they get to their workouts, they send me their post-workouts, and I can almost see that like glowing, that like excitement, or just that good feeling from training. And I think when you've made the call and you make that training session happen, you never, ever regret it. I'll say this once, and I've said it so many times, that you often regret, you will always regret missing a workout, but you'll never regret getting a workout in. You'll never regret it, because afterwards you just feel like you've accomplished something. And when you make sure, or like I said on a Sunday evening, you decide and you commit to 5 workouts for the week and you make them happen, you'll never regret it, because your body will just benefit in every single way. Pat Scavender, wow, 22,800 steps already. That is amazing. That is like, where have you been walking? That is super cool. Mark, thank you for the pointers. I struggle to find time to work out. Mark, yes, you know, sometimes, I mean, everyone's walks are different, and everyone has, you know, different directions and different jobs. And there certainly are some people that just are burning the candle at both ends and trying to find the time to fit in a workout. I totally understand. It can be really, really tricky. But what I always say is, if on any given day, regardless of what your work day is like, if you can set aside just half an hour, whether it be morning, afternoon, or night, but to commit to that time, and it can be any time. If you find that a breakfast or a post-tea workout is going to work, do it. Because if you commit to that specific time to work out, you prepare yourself for it. So definitely something to try. But there will always be excuses, I guess, and we all have our excuses, and we all have that little inner person that's like, oh, I'm too tired, or I don't have time. But try and get away from that. Put it to the back of your mind and wake up in the morning with the mindset that you're going to train, regardless of what's going to happen. And even if it be only half an hour, even if it's only half an hour for going for a walk, getting back away from your office or getting away from your desk and just getting some movement in. Amelino, hello. Morning seems to work for me. Yes, sometimes even waking up earlier. Yes. It is hard. It is a struggle. I've also said here that when we make a conscious decision to work out, we generally can make it happen, because you've made a conscious decision and you've kind of set your mind on it. And it's the best thing that you can do for yourself, is to actually be dedicated, disciplined, and determined to make it all happen. Nancy, I wake up super early on my one-on-one workout, and then it's then do a catch-up. I race home to do 2 more. My commitment to myself is at least 3 per day. Swiping in for Greg. Wow, okay. Yeah, you know, some of us doing 1 or 2 sessions a day is hard. Even trying to fit in 1 session a day is hard. But what I've also said to a lot of people is, Mondays to Fridays can be extremely crazy for a lot of people that are working. And I understand that. You know, being in the position that I'm in now, I do perhaps have a little bit more time on my hands. But if I look at my career, when my training career started in my early 20s and 30s, I had a corporate job, and I had 2 children and a husband. And I remember then it wasn't so easy to just have the time or to double up on training and to get 2 sessions in a day. But in those days, I definitely used to make up my time on the weekends. And I say that on the days that you can double up, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, if you really aren't able to get your workouts in the week, it's okay. But use your time wisely. And on the weekends, if a Saturday works for you and you've got a lot more time on your hands because of your busy job schedule, then double up on a Saturday. Go for an early morning walk, followed by a workout. We've always got awesome workouts on a Saturday. So I always say double up on a Saturday because you've got the time. And also you have your 1.5 days, which you can enjoy on the weekends. But even a Sunday, any form of active recovery is awesome. So whether it be walking or doing something outdoors, going for a mountain bike ride, that's a workout. It doesn't always need to be a complete workout where your heart rate is climbing and you're feeling completely exhausted. Do fun things on the weekends even. What do we say? Do you recommend? Hello, Coralie. Thank you so much for swiping in. Do you recommend to carry on for 5 workouts a week and 2 days off, like on a one-on-one? Or how many do you recommend? I always recommend that 5 workouts a week, as we do on the Jeff one-on-one program, is awesome. The body definitely needs to recover. So when you train every single day and you don't give your body time to recover and repair, it either you land up with injuries or you just become too fatigued that the next workout or the next week you can't train properly. I remember when I first started training, I was the type that would train 7 days a week, nonstop. And I remember in my early, say, 30s, my personal trainer said to me at the time, Hailey, if you don't take 2 rest days a week, I'm not going to train you. And it was a mental struggle for me to take 2 days rest. I'm not going to lie, it was. But I listened to him and I did exactly 2 days rest day a week. And it actually benefited me in many, many ways. I became stronger. I didn't get sick. My immune system was strong and I didn't feel fatigued. The thing is 5 days of training a week doesn't mean you can only do 1 workout a day. On certain days, like on maybe 2 days a week, if you want to do a run with a workout, it's absolutely fine, or a walk with the workout. Double up on the days that you can, but that doesn't mean all of the 5 days, but definitely give your body 2 days rest day a week. Absolutely. How do I manage meal preps? Amalimo, thank you for swiping in. How do you manage meal preps? I struggle with that. I've always found that meal prep can be quite tricky. There's no doubt about it. After a long day of work and you've still got to think about meal prep for the days ahead, I've always found what works for me is meal prepping 3 days in advance. You don't want to sit on a Sunday and be thinking about what am I going to be eating on Friday. So I meal prep for 3 days of increments of 3 days. So on a Sunday, which most of us can find the time on a Sunday to meal prep. So I would say meal prep for 3 days, your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so that you've got those days kind of okay. And then on a Wednesday, it's actually easier, although it is a working day and you're working on a Wednesday. If you've meal prepped Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you only then really need to meal prep for a Thursday and Friday. And what I've always found works amazingly for me is to always have like fresh fruits and fresh vegetables in the fridge that are cut up and prepared already. So when it comes to me making my lunch, you've literally just got to either add your protein or your lentils or whatever it is that you've prepared, but you've got fresh chopped up non-fibrous veggies in the fridge that you can just add to your lunch. I've always found that does definitely work for me. Amalimo. Hope that answered your question, Amalimo. I was so used to see when I can work out, but I want to see it like brushing my teeth. I have to do it. I was so used to see when I can work out, but I think when you get to a point in your life that working out is just like second nature, it's awesome, but that doesn't happen easily. It certainly does take some time, but I think once it starts becoming a habit, training and working out, it will become like second nature, and that's the kind of the goal for everyone, is to get to that point where it just becomes like second nature. Nancy says, I do all my meal preps on a Saturday afternoon, bag them into Ziploc bags, and then done and dusted, grab and go. Absolutely great idea, Nancy. I think that's awesome. Like meal prep is definitely key, because the week can throw you a million curveballs, and if you haven't prepped your meals, you'll be in a bit of a pickle, and then you might not have time to actually prepare your meals. So absolutely good. Hello, Michelle. Thank you for swiping in. Ask me some questions if you've got anything to ask. It's always nice when I can actually answer questions, because sometimes I'm not always too sure if I'm going completely off track. So it's always nice to be asked questions, because what works for me may not necessarily work for everyone, but certainly I can offer some guidelines and help as to what has helped me on my journey. Michelle says, I find working out first thing in the morning is the best, as it removes the stress of getting home in time to exercise before crazy hour with my daughter. Absolutely, Michelle. And I think for me, working out in the morning was not always only so that because it was easier for me, but as a mother, you sometimes feel guilty that you've been working the whole day, and then when the little ones want your time, which is after work, you feel kind of guilty to be working out when you should be spending time with them. But that's when I always say, if you are going to be working out in the afternoon, get the kids involved. Even if they think that they're doing a push-up, you can, as long as they're involved, they'll do it. And I think that's the cool thing about the Jeff workouts, is that they're a lot of fun. They take it out of you, but there are so many of us that have little people, and get them involved. Let them think they're doing a push-up, or let them think they're doing this or that, but get them involved. I think that's the most important thing, is to make it fun. I've always said that with training, a lot of people say to me, how do I find the motivation and the discipline to train every single day or 5 days a week? And I think for me, it's because working out is not a mission. I've always found that when training or my workouts become something that are not pleasurable for me, that's when I need to either change what I'm doing or to give myself some time out and try something different. Because working out should never be a mission. It should almost be something that you look forward to. So, and I'm not going to say that every single workout is exciting or that I'm loving every moment of it, because I'm definitely not. But the key thing is to enjoy it. And that's what's great about the one-on-one program and the workouts that we give, is that there's variation. It's not the same thing day in and day out, because that can get super boring for anyone. So changing your workouts, getting rid of outdoors workouts in. Sometimes I even go to the park where I live and take some dumbbells, take my workouts, and I do it outdoors. It's awesome, just to get some fresh air and a different change of scenery. Michelle writes, okay. Noelle, who else gets up early to train and has to creep around the house? I'm with you with that one. Every night when or in the mornings, it's literally like all my gym clothes are packed the night before, packed in the bathroom, and the only light that goes on besides my cell phone watch, my cell phone torch, is the bathroom light to get dressed. So yep, you have to creep around and get dressed for early in the morning, but that's okay. At least you're making it happen, which is the most important thing. Any other questions, people, so that I can answer? Mark Deco, Mark. Yes, I think that Mark agrees. Love the idea of doing Jeff workouts with the kids. It will be fun mother and daughter time. Absolutely. You know, kids are always game for everything. They almost never say no. So whatever it is, like I've just come back from holiday, and I went for runs along the promenade for 5 kilometers. And I'd get home, I think at 7 in the morning, and my little boy was just waking up. And I'd say, Roddy, are we going for a swim? And I'd always think that he's going to say no, but absolutely not. At 7 o'clock in the morning, he was still in his PJs. He'd say, give me 5 minutes, Mom. I'm just going to put on my costume. He'd put on his costume and he was game to swim with me. So they're always game to jump in with you when you want them to. Okay. Yes. Nancy says she also does the same with her gym, where it's ready for the week. Good call. Cara Lee says, the kids push me, saying, you can do this, Mama. Oh, that's too awesome. Yes, we get some inspiration from our little people because they believe in us. And I think that's the most important thing. But never mind that they believe in us. We should be believing in ourselves and knowing that we're capable to do what we need to do. Any other questions? Come, ladies, come, or gentlemen, throw the questions at me. I'm happy to always answer and give some guidance and assistance if needed. But if there's any advice that I can give, try and get your workouts in early, golden time. golden time, and don't put the phone on snooze because it will never get you up. So get your golden time in the morning. Don't hit the snooze button, because why? You never regret doing a workout, but you do regret sleeping in. So that's what I've always found has worked. Kate says, glad to see we're all in the same boat. Regardless of whether we're single, have kids, have furry babies, etc., at the end of the day, it's doable if we want it strongly enough. Absolutely, Kate, you could not have said it better. Where there's a will, there's a way. My mother taught me that from a very young age. And if I was making excuses, she'd always say, Hailey, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think it's probably one of the most profound things that she said to me, because it's what I followed with to this day, that if you really want something so badly, you'll make it happen. So for me, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning is not easy. And there's many mornings that I want to hit the snooze button, but I don't. But when I really do need to, there've been days that I've woken up and just not felt good. And you hit the snooze button, you go back to bed, and you don't regret it because you've listened to your body. And I think that's the most important thing, is really just listening to your body and doing what works for you, but not making excuses, getting a workout in, regardless of what workout it is. Get your body moving, get active, and have the passion and the drive to reach your goals and make them happen. That's what Caroline says she likes. That's what I liked about the Jeff workout. Only 30 minutes and done. Absolutely. One doesn't need more than, you don't need an hour every day to train. You can all work out. Half an hour, a good productive workout, half an hour is all you need. If you've got the time to double up, then by all means do it. But the body just needs 30 minutes of good workouts, good cardiovascular movements, a little bit of resistance, which is the Jeff workouts give you all of that. It's a good balance. And generally they are about half an hour and fun at the same time. Yeah. Nancy says her hubby goes off to bed with Jeff, comes home to I totally get you with that one. I think my kids, they absolutely know everything about Jeff, all the coaches, all the workouts. They know exactly what it's all about. But yeah, ladies, it's been lovely, lovely chatting to all of you, and ladies and gents. I hope I've offered some advice and given some guidance, but certainly what may work for me doesn't work for everyone, but it's certainly what's helped me in my workout and my career to date with training, to really just make it happen and to prepare yourself and to know what your workouts are going to be for the week, because we all always come up with a million excuses, but when you've prepared for things, you can make them happen. You definitely can. And where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. Thanks, Hailey. Thank you, everyone. It's been really, really awesome chatting to you all. And look forward to hopefully doing a Jeff Ed again soon.